Valerianus I, also known as Publius Licinius Valerianus, ruled as the Roman emperor from 253 AD to 260 AD. His reign was marked by a significant event known as the Battle of Edessa, during which he was captured by the Persian king, Shapur I. This capture was a unique and historic occurrence, making Valerianus the only Roman emperor to ever be taken prisoner. The aftermath of this event led to a period of great instability in the Roman Empire. What set Valerianus apart from many other contenders for the throne during the crisis of the 3rd century was his noble and traditional senatorial background. He came from a respected family, and while specific details about his early life are scarce, it is known that he was married to Ignatia Mariniana, with whom he had 2 sons, Publius Licinius Ignatius Gallienus and Valerianus Minor, who later became emperors themselves. In 238 AD, Valerianus served as princeps senatus and engaged in negotiations with the first, who was vying for recognition as the emperor by the Senate. He may have been appointed consul suffectus or elected consul ordinarius in the same year. Additionally, when Emperor Decius revived the censorship in 251 AD, Valerianus was elected censor by the Senate, but he declined to take up the post. Subsequently, Valerianus was appointed as governor of Noricum and Raetia, territories corresponding to present-day Austria and Switzerland. He continued to hold this position even under Emperor Trebonianus Gallus. In 253 AD, when Trebonianus Gallus requested reinforcements to quell a revolt led by Aemilianus, Valerianus led his troops across the Alps to Italy. However, upon arrival, he found that Trebonianus Gallus had already been killed by his own soldiers, who had defected to Aemilianus. The Raetic soldiers under Valerianus then proclaimed him as emperor and marched towards Rome. The legions of Aemilianus were outnumbered and subsequently switched their allegiance to Valerianus. The Senate in Rome quickly recognized him as the new emperor, not only out of fear of reprisals but also because he belonged to their own ranks. Valerian's first act as emperor was to appoint his son Gallienus as co-emperor on October 22, 253 AD. At the beginning of his rule, Europe faced significant challenges. The Western Empire fell into disarray, while in the east, Ansh succumbed to a Sassanid vassal of Shapur I in 253 AD, and Shapur I occupied Armenia. To cope with the situation, Valerian divided the Roman Empire between himself and his son Gallienus. Gallienus took charge of the west, while Valerian focused on countering the Persian threat in the east. In the years 254, 255, and 257 AD, Valerianus served as consul ordinarius. By AD 257, he successfully regained control of Ansh and the province of Syria, restoring them under Roman authority. During the latter part of 257, Valerian stayed in Colonia Claudia Aarea Agrippinensium, modern Cologne, where the newly formed Frankish Federation launched a major incursion into the western part of the Roman Empire. In the following year, 258 AD, the Goths devastated the northern coastal region of Asia Minor. Valerian sent the army there while coordinating the eastern battle from Ansh. In 259 AD, Valerian relocated the headquarters of his army to Edessa. An outbreak of the plague struck, causing a significant loss of legionnaires and severely weakening the Roman position. The Persians seized the opportunity to besiege Edessa. In early 260 AD, Valerian suffered a decisive defeat in the Battle of Edessa. Subsequently, he arranged a meeting with the Persian ruler Shapur I to negotiate a peace settlement. Unfortunately, the truce was not honored, and Valerian was captured by Shapur, who refused to release him. Valerian remained in captivity until his death in 260 or 264 AD. His capture led to internal turmoil among the Romans, resulting in numerous usurpation attempts in the 260s AD. During the Persian campaign, Valerian did follow the example of his predecessor Decius by initiating a persecution of Christians. The primary targets of this persecution were the Christian Roman nobility. Christians who refused to sacrifice to the Roman gods faced punishments such as banishment, confiscation of property, and execution. Notable figures who fell victim to this persecution included the Church Father Cyprian of Carthage and the deacon Laurentius. The persecution began in 257 AD and continued until 260 AD, at which point it was brought to an end by Emperor Gallienus. Christian authors from the period following 260 AD expressed a sense of satisfaction at the downfall of Emperor Valerian. One work, attributed to Lactantius, describes Valerian being used by the Persian king as a human stepping stone to mount his horse, followed by his death through having molten gold poured down his throat. However, it is important to note that the historicity of this story is questioned, and it may have been copied from a possibly apocryphal account of the death of Marcus Licinius Crassus Dives at the hands of the Parthians. In summary, Valerian's persecution of Christians during the Persian campaign was a historical event, but some of the more dramatic details surrounding his death are uncertain and potentially exaggerated in later Christian writings. Thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel.